Hi, everyone. Uh, Great job. I mean, really, great job with due date one. All except one of you did at least a little bit, actually did a lot of it. And so I'm ecstatic. That's great. So I'm going to talk through some of due date one, and I know some of you have already started working on due date two. Yes, welcome to my work office. Like many of you said that you're double dipping. You're both at Arizona State and GCC. I similarly am double dipping. I actually teach full time down at the University of Arizona and moonlight with GCC. Um, but don't worry, I love y'all. Okay, so due date one. A couple things talk through. Some of you didn't get full points, and let's talk through how you can make those up. The introduction, please make sure I looked for pictures to be attached. Now, some of you didn't take screenshots in the sense that this linking out to this, where you actually take your computer takes a picture of your screen. You don't like take a picture with a camera or your phone or something like that. So if you don't already know how to do that, please do click on this link and make sure you know how to take a screenshot on whatever device you're using. And that's really important because if you get stuck, uh, I benefit from seeing what you see. I'm more likely to be able to help you if I can see what you're seeing. Okay, so screenshots. Complete student orientation. A few of you did not get full points. The student orientation has 4 modules, and I need to see some type of screenshot that represents that you've completed all 4. Map your work schedule. Some of you didn't get full points because you didn't complete and attach the weekly calendar sheet. And in this instance, folks, really it's less that I don't necessarily want to see your weekly calendar, but more I just want to see that you can attach a document in the discussion board area. So a lot of these are like testing and getting you prepped for doing that. However, I do want to say many of you work a lot beyond above and beyond taking classes, and you have those schedules where you get up, you do some stuff in the morning, you work all day, you come home, you make dinner, and then you plan to do homework at the end of the day. And folks, just reality check. You're mentally and physically exhausted at that point. And doing homework is difficult when you're that way. I just want to share, and I will put this URL in the discussion board where I post this. I just want to share this article about the routines of 12 famous writers and skim through it because you'll notice things like, um, one, you'll notice things that a lot of writers don't just write when they're inspired. They write regularly, they write consistently. So this kind of myth that you have to be inspired before you write is a bunch of horse pucky. But two, you'll notice a lot of them have things like Hemingway here that says, I write every morning. Um, uh, Vonnegut here, I wake at 5:30, work until 8, eat breakfast. And some of these were full, but you'll also notice some of them, actually one of my favorite authors in science fiction, never wrote full time. He always had a full-time job and would get up and write for 2 or 3 hours in the morning before going to work for the day job. Um, so I just kind of wanted to share that that's a habit. A lot of people who write, acknowledging that writing is intellectually taxing and hard work, and that if you're tired, it makes it even more difficult. And I'll just share that I'm the same way. My own scholarly writing, more often than not, I get up early and do it before I do anything else, because then I also make sure it gets done. So just sharing that with you again, I will share this link. Similarly, some of you did not get full points for the course syllabus. You left comments uh, in your discussion board area. I actually want you to come in and leave comments in the document. And again, I think the last video I had this. Right now, view only mode. If you're in view only mode, you can't leave comments. You have to come up and make sure you're logged in via your GCC, or for you, Maricopa EDU accounts. Once you're logged in, then you can make comments. And so again, you should just be able to highlight a word or a phrase and then click the little button over here, add comment. So please make sure you do to get full points. I think I'm going to leave that for comments. The last thing I want to say though is if you decide to revise and resubmit things, do not expect me to find your work. So if you go and comment on the syllabus, or if you go and revise what you posted in the discussion board, I don't see it. I don't know it's there unless you email me and say, hey, Shelly, I went and revised, or I went and posted this late work. So basically, once I've graded for a due date, which I have, so I've graded for all of due date number 1, if you go back and you either submit late work or you revise and want to resubmit something, then I need you to email me. And I need you to email me with the kind of the labeling. So this is due date 1, and this is homework 2, or due date 1, homework 4. And I loved, so it kind of makes me crack up because I saw some of you, the reflection on rhetorical situation, I had forgotten down here to change it. And some of you were posting due date 2, homework 2, and I'm like, why? And then I realized it was my error. But yeah, so technically, if you're following the naming convention, this is due date 1, DD1, homework 8, not homework 2. I'm hoping that all makes sense. So thanks for your first try. Tomorrow, Friday, is your second deadline. Keep up the good work.